Have you ever noticed that in a group, the exact second you decide to speak, the conversation turns and your sentence expires in your mouth? You are not trying to be dominant, you are just trying to join. Under the surface, group talk runs on one scarce resource: shared attention. Attention is like a spotlight that can light up only one voice at a time. In a group, that spotlight swivels fast, so timing matters more than brilliance. Quiet people often blame confidence. What most people miss is rhythm. You can be calm and friendly and still use moves that feel slightly offbeat. So let's look at 5 subtle mistakes and calmer alternatives based on simple rapport habits: real interest, listening, and respect. Here's where it gets interesting. In a group, you are not only talking to people, you're coordinating with them, almost like musicians sharing a tempo in real time. Each person takes a short turn, then hands the turn back. When your turn fits the tempo, you feel natural. When it does not, even a smart point can feel like an interruption. Mistake 1 is entering too late. You wait politely, you build your point, and by the time you speak, the group has moved on. Your comment is fine, but it is about yesterday. The mechanism is momentum. Groups do not only trade facts, they trade energy. If the group is laughing about a travel story and you drop a serious detail from 2 topics ago, you force everyone to change gears. The calmer alternative is to drop a short bridge before your point, quick add-on, or one small thing before we move on. A bridge is a gentle tap, not a grab. Then keep the point compact, like a headline. And if you truly missed it, let the old point go.
How did you decide that? Interest is never late, and people can feel it. If you still want to circle back, do it with permission. Can I rewind 20 seconds? Most groups will say yes because you respected the flow first. Mistake 2 is competing for airtime. Not dominating, just overlapping. You start at the same time as someone else, you keep going, or you speed up to win the slot. Even good content then sounds tense, like you are squeezing through a doorway. The mechanism is simple. 2 voices create noise, and noise feels like friction. The group protects the flow by tuning someone out. And you can accidentally train the group to expect you to sound rushed. The calmer alternative is to yield fast, then return. Go ahead, stop, listen, then come back with a link. Yes, and what you said about timing makes me think that little yes signals respect before you add anything else. You can also reserve a turn without fighting for it. Try, I have a thought after you, or hold that, I want to add one example. It is like placing your name in a queue. If you get interrupted, skip, I was talking, try, totally, and I want to add one piece, or let me tag one thing onto that. If the moment is gone, just nod and rejoin later with a question. Releasing the moment is social self-control. Mistake 3 is asking questions that stall. Questions feel safer than statements, so quiet people lean on them. But some questions freeze the room, like a vague why or so, what do you think? Aimed at everyone. It sounds open-ended, but it gives nobody a clear place to start. The mechanism is cognitive load. A good question is a ramp. A bad question is a blank page. People do not want to perform on demand, especially in front of a group. The calmer alternative is a guided question with easy options. Was the hardest part the planning or the execution? Or were you optimizing for speed or quality? Now people can answer with one word, then expand if they want. You can also aim it at one person. Sam, you've done this before. What would you watch out for? It feels helpful, not like a quiz. Then do one more small thing. Reflect the answer in a sentence. that makes sense. You were protecting the deadline. Reflection is quiet listening made visible, and it signals, I understood you, which is one of the fastest ways to build rapport in a group. Mistake 4 is forcing jokes. Humor can feel like the fastest way to belong, but forced humor carries pressure, like you were asking the group to approve you immediately. And long setups make everyone wait. The mechanism is that humor works best as a byproduct of shared reality, not as a request for validation. When you have not earned much spotlight yet, a big joke can feel like grabbing it. The calmer alternative is lightness, not punchlines. A small, true observation, a quick smile and an exactly, or adding a tiny tag to someone else's joke. That's painfully accurate. This keeps you in the group without turning you into the entertainer. And if you try a joke and it does not land, do not apologize, explain, or repeat it louder. Just return to the topic. Anyway, what happened next? Smooth recovery often reads as confidence because it shows you are not needy for a reaction. Mistake 5 is turning every comment into a mini speech. This comes from good intent. You want to be precise. You add context. You cover every nuance.
But in a group, long turns change the vibe from conversation to presentation, and the spotlight stops moving. The mechanism is that groups reward turns. The spotlight is meant to move. When it gets stuck, people mentally step back, not because they dislike you, but because the format changed. The calmer alternative is the two-sentence contribution. Sentence 1 is your point. Sentence 2 either gives one concrete example or hands the spotlight back with a question. I think the real issue is the timeline, not the idea. What would change if we move the deadline back a week? If you have more to say, add a soft escape hatch. I can give the longer version if it's useful. Now you are respecting everyone's time and you let the group choose. Paradoxically, that often makes people ask for the longer version. Here is a small lens you can carry into any group. Instead of asking, how do I say something impressive, ask, how do I make it easy for the group to keep going? When your goal is flow, you stop performing and start collaborating. That is how you stay present without trying hard. A simple experiment is to make one move per group chat, a guided question, a two-sentence point, or a reflection of someone else's idea. You are practicing rhythm. If you enjoy understanding how social moments work under the surface, subscribe and tell me what group setting we should decode next.